I feel like there's a sweet spot with text work. Some people will stand and read it, most will not. You've got to get your audience attention really quick. So I kind of like to do that through materials or playing with the words and making it a little hard to read, like a puzzle. Sometimes I think of myself as like a one-liner comedian. My name's Briena Harmening. I'm a text-based artist. I do screen printing and fiber art, and this is my studio space. I collect or have been inherited a collection of fabric. I find things from estate sales, and then I try to work text onto it. Sometimes I stitch, I sew, I drew quilting. I use Southern colloquialisms. I take things from conversations that I have with friends. Some are just thoughts. I read things and reword them to how I would say them. And some are just commentary on contemporary things, politics, and life in general. I was gifted my Aunt Margie's quilt tops when she passed away, and then also my grandmother's collection. So some I've kept that seem really precious, or I really love the patterns. When I get started, sometimes it starts with material and sometimes it starts with text. And if I find something or have something, there might be an aha moment and go, oh, I know perfectly. Sometimes it's just me collecting something and it sits. I might find something and hang it in here for weeks until I write something that I want to use. Others, like these weaving of these straps, I mean, I knew I was going to weave the straps. I was also experimenting with tying knots because my dad was a fireman, and so he talked to me one day about knot tying on the fire truck. So how could I use those? I like just finding stuff that I think is cool and figuring out how to use it. That's just part of the puzzle. That's where the magic happens, right? Packing and Cracking was a screen print on a quilt about the gerrymandering of Davidson County. So that one was probably like lit a fire under my ass. Can I say that? Okay. So that one lit a fire under my ass because it was like an aha moment. And I've tried to stay away from political work because I'm just preaching to the choir. But I just feel that it has to be said, and like, it's how I say it. There's a quilt in the show that's just strictly screen printed that's very large. It's a full-size queen quilt. It took about 14 screens to print that. There's a quilt, I had a friend give me a long spool of fuse for like setting things on fire. So I stitched that into the quilt and in the shape of text. And so it burned the text into the quilt. From Vacation Bible School growing up, you know, this little light of mine, I had that stuck in my head so much after the protest, and I thought, I have to make this as like a call of people, like, we can't like stop, you know, we have to fight what's happening. There's another quilt that is stitched inflatable mattress with some fabric. That was based on my mom always telling me that one day we won't be here, so I need to spend as much time with my family and my older generation of family as much as possible, and then I just carry it over because I've had some health problems within my life, so that really just kind of resonates with me that, you know, we might not be here tomorrow. Being from the South, there's just something that I see and it reminds me of growing up. And I can smell something or see a pattern and it takes me back to a memory. So within all of this stuff, there's all this personal memory and layers. Well, I moved here in 2014 from Knoxville, and that was a smaller art community. So coming here, I definitely expanded, came to a larger art scene. I have met so many amazing artists that are mentors to me now, and I think watching this art scene get bigger and more artists come in, you step up your game. Like, it pushes you to make better and better work, and I think that is what has happened for me.